Man, I just started my own record label. I started 8th Rank Records.
Oh, hold on. 9 second applause. That's a big deal, man.
Yeah, I just turned into an LLC.
Yeah.
So it's
official. You went official.
Yeah, I went official tissue.
Yeah.
On the label, man. I'm in the process of working on the album right now.
Okay.
So originally it was supposed to be titled Fatal Intelligence, but I felt like even with the tracks that I put together, I felt were good enough to put on the album. It just didn't feel complete to me.
Yeah.
So I felt like I needed to turn it into a conceptual album, which is the first EP that I did titled The Werewolf Lullabies.
Right.
So now it's The Werewolf Lullabies Part 2, Fatal Intelligence.
Okay.
So that's soon come.
Well, what was this process like starting this label and actually, going the legit route? A lot of people have labels and they just, open a web page.
Yeah, I tell you, man, it's so different from being an MC because, creative process, it can happen instantaneously, and then it just happens, With running a label, starting a label, you have to have a lot of patience or be able to develop a lot of patience because the government just moves at their own speed.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I don't deal with the government. I went underground in 2009. I haven't resurfaced yet.
Okay, fair enough.
That's why I have a moniker. I never say my real name because...
Yeah, Super King Army.
6.8 second applause.
So, first it was a DBA. I went through the bank, went through Chase, got all that set up.
Okay.
And, that took a time. And then to go from a DBA to an LLC is a whole other process. With the LLC, you have to get, your articles of organization.
Yeah.
Once that's complete, then you have to move on to getting your company put inside the newspaper for a certain number of weeks, and then you got to have 2 newspapers doing it at consecutively. Because after after your articles of organization are complete, you now have 90 days to have it published in the newspaper, and if that doesn't happen, they cancel your LLC.
What do they consider a newspaper? Can you just do this on a blog?
Actually, it has to be like old school paper, print type joint. So I had to get it through.
I didn't even know those existed anymore.
Right?
Can you just get it on like a newspaper that has an app?
Nah, they issue the newspapers to you.
Do they really? Okay.
They tell you. You have to go to the...
I'm learning something right now. I do want to let you know this. I don't know if you knew you were going to come here and talk about the process to start a company, but this is very interesting stuff.
I didn't know if it was going to be... I don't know if people wanted to hear that, so...
Yeah.
But,
I think people need to hear it. People want to hear TMZ. People really need to hear, CNN sometimes. Or sometimes they need to hear Huffington Post. Sometimes.
Got you. So... You have to go to, once you get your articles organization, then you have to go to your county clerk's office.
Yeah.
When they see that you've got the articles of organization, they assign you the 2 newspapers, within your county.
Okay.
So I had to get the Daily News and then the Queen's Times.
Those newspapers got to be making some money off of that, right?
Oh yeah, it's like
how, or at least the government's got to make money for those newspapers to be assigned.
Yeah, because you have to. It's all hustle. It's all hustle.
It's all hustle.
It's a whole hustle.
That's where we live.
So
Hustle Vegas.
Hustle Vegas, baby. So articles of organization, you have to pay for that.
Yeah.
After you get that done, then you have to pay to get, your business published in the paper, and you have to pay a separate fee for both papers.
Wow.
So with like the Daily News, because they balling.
Yeah.
You have to pay like $300 some odd to get that put in their paper.
Right.
With the Queen's Times, it was like $100 less.
Yeah.
And so after they take that, then they run it consecutively for about 6 weeks, and it's a certain day. So like mine's was every other Tuesday, and I would run to my bodega,
right,
pick up my copy, make sure they was handling my business, and then I would just you have to keep tabs on it, because when you get the articles of organization.
Yeah.
I would get a lot of letters in my mailbox from different companies that say, we'll handle your articles of publication, for you. So that costs an extra $1. And honestly, one of the main reasons why I wanted to start the label was because I wanted to learn everything on my own. I wanted to see the interior of everything. I didn't want somebody else handling the business for me, at first at least, because that way, if something happened, I could say, okay, this happened there, I know why it happened, and so now I know how to correct it.
Word up, man. Not a second applause, yo. I promise you, I don't think people really appreciate how much it costs to be able to get the opportunity to make money, right? Like, it costs at least $500 just to get get your name in the newspaper that your company exists now. Basically. I mean, it's like college, right? Like, you got to take tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars of loans just to go get a job that'll pay you enough to pay these loans back over a 10-year period. Yeah. Like, it's the definition of a hustle.
Yeah, all of it's a hustle.
Yeah.
All of it's a hustle. And I just recently went to the mailbox today to pick up my affidavits of publication. So now that I got, both papers sent me the confirmation that, you can now take this to the government. Yeah. And now I got to pay another $50. So, when I attach it to the file that, the paper that the government has me fill out for that publication, I attach it to those, and then I got to pay $50 for that.
Word.
So I end up, right now, I'm running about $800, $900 that I've paid so far to just make sure my business stays running.
Yeah.
So it's not even at the process of earning a lot of, financial yet. You know what I'm saying?
It sounds like it just started to exist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, you tuned in live TCMS, the Company Man Show. We're talking to Super King Armor. He just broke down how to start your own LLC. When we come back, he's going to tell us about the actual process of running the label, the artists he's talking about, and everything he's got coming up. Coming next, we're going to be back in one song. Damo Briggs, Out Cheer. Big fan. Mic check.